Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Faryal Khan from Scrumptious Cakes by Fairy, and if you're new around here, welcome to my channel. Hit the subscribe button so you can join this family and learn the art of making beautiful cakes. So in today's video, I'm going to show you how to make this beautiful Twinkle Twinkle Little Star theme cake. So here we have a 3D moon with a 3D teddy bear sleeping on it. So it's such a cute cake for a birthday party. So if you want to see how I'm going to make this, then please keep on watching. I'm going to wrap a 12-inch square board with a grease-proof paper. I'm going to level all of my cake layers by using the bread knife. I'm using 6-inch size cake layers for this cake. I'm taking a 6-inch cake card. I'm spreading some ganache on the top of the cake card to stick the cake sponge. I'm spreading a thin layer of jam and then a layer of buttercream. I'm spreading the buttercream by using the offset spatula. I'm going to repeat the process until I reach the last cake sponge layer, which I'm going to flip upside down to get the flat top. Now I'm going to chill the cake in the fridge until the buttercream is set. Now let's take a moment to appreciate this beautiful side scraper from Cake Craft Company. I'm just going to use the white chocolate ganache to crumb coat this cake. First I'm going to add a thin layer of white chocolate ganache around the sides of the cake. I'm adding a generous amount of ganache on the top of the cake and spreading the ganache evenly. And then I'm going to use that board which we covered with the greaseproof paper and flip the cake upside down. Now I'm adding a thick layer of ganache around the side. Now I'm going to use the side scraper to scrape the excess ganache from the side of the cake. I'm going to hold the side scraper at a 90-degree angle and slowly move my turntable around. If you see any missing patches of ganache, just add more ganache and smooth the sides with the side scraper. And once you are happy with your cake, just put the cake in the fridge for 30 minutes. Once the cake is chilled, just flip it back. Peel off that board and clean it up. I'm rolling a thick layer of white modeling paste and I'm going to cut a circle, and I'm using a 6-inch cake card as a guide. And I'm using the same 6-inch card to cut a crescent from that circle. I'm smoothing out the rough edges of the crescent. Dip the cocktail sticks in the edible glue and then push them in the crescent and let it sit aside to dry. Now I'm going to cut the stars and I'm going to push the cocktail sticks into the stars as well, and I'm going to let them dry. I'm just brushing some plain water to this ganache cake, and then I'm going to cover the cake with this pink fondant. I'm just smoothing the top with this plastic smoother, and then I'm going to use my hands to attach the edges of the fondant to the cake so they don't start tearing up. And I'm just opening the pleats of the fondant, and I'm just using the downwards motion to smooth out all of the fondant and attach it to the cake. I'm just going to use the knife to cut up the excess fondant around the cake. I'm going to use the same board which we cleaned earlier to turn the cake upside down once again to achieve the sharp edges on the fondant. So I'm using this acetate smoother and I'm putting a bit of pressure while I'm smoothing the edges of this cake. Once the edges are smoothed out, I'm going to flip the cake back. Just brushing some plain water over the board. I'm going to cover this board with white fondant as the cake is gonna go over this board. I'm using the smoother to smooth the fondant out. Cut the excess fondant. I'm using the same size cake card as my cake to make the indentation right in the middle of the board to make sure that I place the cake right in the middle. I'm spreading some ganache to make sure that the cake sticks to the board. And once I have moved the cake to the board, I'm just going to quickly smooth out the marks. I'm using this beautiful 3D cloud mold which I have from the old Piping Bag Company. I'm dusting the mold with icing sugar and tapping off the excess icing sugar. I'm going to push in some modeling paste into the cavities, and I'm going to cut the excess modeling paste by using this knife. I'm going to make quite a few of these clouds from this mold. Cut some extra large and small stars from pink fondant. To imprint the message over the board, I'm using these beautiful custom-made alphabets. I'm going to place them as I want the message to be, and then I'm going to push them into the fondant to make the indentation of the message. I'm applying some glue at the back of the large star, and I'm going to attach it with a distance, and I'm going to attach the clouds as well. And once I have attached the clouds and the stars, I'm going to start attaching the small tiny stars around the big star. It's time to attach the crescent to the cake. I have applied some glue as well so it sticks well on the top. Attaching the largest cloud next to the crescent with the help of edible glue. Push the stars into the cake. You don't need any edible glue for these. Just push in the cocktail sticks. Sticking another large cloud behind the back of the front large cloud so we don't get the flat back. Let's make a cute teddy bear. I'm using the brown modeling paste to make the body of the teddy bear. I have rolled out like a teardrop shape, and for the head I'm going to take a fairly large ball, a little bit flattened out. Make sure the body and the head are the right proportion to each other. Now roll out 4 small balls. They all need to be the same size. 2 are going to be the legs and 2 are going to be the hands of the bear. Rolling out a tiny ball for the tail, and then I'm going to roll out another ball slightly bigger, and I'm going to use the ball tool to push in the middle, and then I'm going to cut it in half, and that is going to be the ears. Take the 4 balls and roll it out into a long teardrop shape to make the teddy bear's legs and arms. To make the mouth, I'm taking a small piece of very light brown fondant. I'm flattening it out a bit, and then I'm using the edible glue to stick it onto the lower part of the face. Take a small bowl tool and make 2 eye sockets, and then take a pointy tool and make the indentation for his mouth. And I'm going to roll 2 small black fondant balls, and I'm going to stick them into the eye sockets. Roll a tiny piece of black fondant and shape it into a teardrop shape, and then push it from the top to make his nose. And now I'm going to apply some glue and stick the ears on the top of his head. It's time to attach the teddy bear over the crescent. So I have used the edible glue to attach the body and then his tail. Now I'm applying some glue to attach the arms and the legs of the teddy bear from both sides. Now I'm sticking the head of the teddy bear. You can position the head as you like. I have rolled out different sizes of white fondant balls, and I'm going to scatter them over the top of the cake, and I'm going to use the edible glue to stick them on. Brush some glue over small areas around the cake, and I'm going to stick the very tiny sugar balls over that. I think you call them nonpareils. Paint the gold accents. I'm going to be using my favorite Fake Hill Luster Dust in the shade Signature Gold and Regency Gold. I like to mix both of these to get the perfect shade of gold, and I'm going to paint over all the stars we have attached to the cake. And I'm going to use a very thin 000 brush to paint the inside of the name message. I'm also painting the stars we have on the top of the cake, and I'm going to paint them from the front and from the back as well, so they are full gold. So guys, here is the finished cake. It looks so cute. Let me know in the comments down below, what do you think about this design? How do you like it? Did you find this tutorial helpful or not? And I would love to hear your thoughts. If you haven't subscribed to my channel already, then please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Your support means a lot to me, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye!